Okay, so I'm Sergio from the Computer Science Department of the University of Alcalá, and there is no remote for it. And today we'll be showing you an overview of our Gamified Platform. Basically, this presentation is divided into 4 parts. First of all, we'll see as an introduction the project objectives of our study. Then we address some educational context of this Gamified. Third, we'll see the Gamified platform that we developed. And finally, we'll see some conclusions and future work. So, to begin with, as you may know, I guess gamification is spreading over multiple areas, but specifically in education. So what we did was a combination of a social network e-learning platform, a MOOC course in this case, with some gamification elements. With this, we were looking for a student attractor and maintain of the students. We want also to improve their learning performance, and we want, as we have seen before, there are typical high dropout rates of this kind of massive online courses. So we indeed know that there are some deficiencies. This is a new, very innovative technology, the mix-up. But this, we have seen in several studies that this is highly relevant, or at least highly potential. So to elaborate on this combination, this new combination of MOOCs, those massive open online courses, with gamification elements is indeed a new learning format. Obviously meant to improve traditional education, but never to replace it. And as I've seen before, there are some deficiencies such as high dropout rates. There are not too much studies, so we have not enough evidences that prove there are learning improvements. And several studies suggest that this combination should be applied with more techniques such as educational strategies, for example, behavioral change, or focus this mix-up of MOOCs plus gamification, focusing on attract and motivate the student overall. So all of these lead us to the main gamification elements that the main gamification element that we found on the literature, the PBL group, which are the points and level, achievement badges, and leaderboards, also with rewards, avatars, and progress bar. But let us focus on the elements that we have applied, which were points as a baseline for the rest of the elements. We also applied achievements and leaderboards, which are highly motivator, visual and social elements. And finally, we applied rewards that maintain motivation and engagement of the students through the entire course. So to move on, let's talk about the Gamified platform. The Elgg platform is a social-based framework. Is open source, is written in PHP and MySQL. In fact, it's a social network engine, highly scalable, in which custom features or core modifications of the framework must be done through plugins accessing an internal API, which is highly abstracted from the database implementation. So if we take a look to the platform, we'll see the welcome page after loading, of course. And I think I have, yes. a closer look to it, we have there the main social element of this platform, which is called the activity. It's an activity feed presenting the recent events taking place in the whole platform. In the top sidebar, we have the links to the main social elements of this framework. And on the right sidebar, which is shortened, there are the gamification, the links to the gamification features we have applied. So as I've seen before, the main social features of Elgg are the activity feed. As I said before, there's the recent event taking place in the platform is called the wall in main social network like Facebook, for example. They call it the wall, or when they present the activity, the events taking place. We have friends. There are bidirectional relationships between the students, which has been proved as highly motivator. We have also a blog, which are individual publication of the students that are submitted individually. Questions are submitted queries by the students, which may be answered by both the teachers of the platform, of the course, and also answered by classmates of the students that has submitted the question. And the wire, and I have an image, is a microblogging tool, quite similar to Twitter, in fact, which, yes, this is another tool that has the Elgg implemented, a microblogging that implies some kind of interaction between the students. But let us focus on the main elements, on the elements that we have applied, the gamification elements. There are points. They are the baseline, the core elements of the platform. They are granted for tasks. We'll see that later. When they are submitted, when we have positive reviews, and when achievements are unlocked. Tasks are the course activities suggested or proposed by the teacher and to complete through the entire course. Well, this is an example. And the special characteristics of these tasks are that the correction is done through a peer review made by other students, that when we upload a manuscript to a conference or to a journal, we have a peer review correction, or peer review, in fact. Here we have a peer review correction, which is done assigned randomly to another student that has submitted the activity, and the correction is done double blind between the students while the review. After the review, the students know who has corrected each one. Well, a task is quite simple, has some instructions and extra files that the teacher considers relevant, some extra examples, extra instructions to complete the activities. And the review form is also, because it should be used by students, is quite simple. We have there the file with the proposed solution of the student. The correction form has a right-wrong criteria to be selected. It depends on the criteria established by the teacher, and also a comment section, which is mandatory for feedback to the student when wrong criteria are selected. But the student could also, the reviewer student could also add some comments to their pair. So when a wrong correction is made, the student who has been reviewed has the option to make some corrections to the activity and resubmit it to the platform for another review. To move on, Another gamification element are the achievements. They are granted for completing tasks. They are also granted when certain platform activities take place. For example, if we look here, when you upload your image to the platform, when you obtain 5 comments in the platform, there are more, there are an example. And we are planning them to be granted gradually through the entire of the course to maintain motivation of the student. Leaderboards are our course rankings of the platform. We have divided it into 4 parts, trying to avoid that feeling of the motivation feeling for not being on top of the list. We have points presenting a ranking with points and achievements unlocked. We have the number of friendships made. And the final two are the comments, the number of comments posted on the platform, and the wire also number of tweets. We call it tweets for the student, which could be easily understood by them instead of calling the wire, which the Twitter is maybe for them quite easily to understand. And finally, the last element is the store. It's a place where to exchange points for rewards. Points are deduced from we call a virtual wallet, but they remain for a statistic purpose or even for the leaderboards. We have now we have three available items, which are the extra score, which gives 2/10 for the final grade note, for the final grade of the course, and both image in profile and custom notification unlock a background image to be uploaded for the profile section of the student as a background, and also that activity feed section that I saw at first lets the student upload a background image to their own publication, so the rest of the student could see an image, a custom image of the other student, and say, "Oh, that's my enemy. I need to beat them." And that's our store elements. So, to conclude this presentation, just recap that we had some gamification elements to a social-based MOOC, trying to improve the engagement and motivation of the student, and also reduce that high dropout rates of this kind of online course, online platforms. And as a future work, we are planning experiments or real course with the students, and we are, in fact, this is a work in progress. We are adding more gamification elements. For example, we are adding Mozilla, that well-known Mozilla Open Badges, to the platform. And that's all. Thanks for your attention. Thanks for playing. Thanks for gamifying learning experience. And let's see if there are some questions or comments.